Hi there, back to my dancing again at the special request of Gupta in the Maldive Islands, and also, oh dear, I'll remember the other name in just a moment. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Just a little bit of dancing for you. Now, what have I got to tell you about today? Well, it's a beautiful sunny day, as you can see. That's why I'm in half light, which is probably better for most people. But I had a very, very good night's sleep, so I'm feeling much better. So there. And so I went out for a nice stroll, and I'm glad I did, because although it is extraordinary how most European states now are their centrums, their central areas seem to be dominated by shopping, and this is no exception. But I went into one lovely old cafe where they were all eating rather early. I thought it was just before 12, and a bit different to us in Spain, but they were eating very Swedish dishes, which I didn't follow, so I thought I wouldn't ask, because I wasn't going to eat at that time anyway. But I had a lovely hot cup of coffee, which was given to me free of charge on the house. And it was really rather lovely, and I filmed inside there. And I was just about to walk up, and I suddenly saw the back door. And I went through the back door, and there was this huge marketplace out there. Everybody buying things. It's a great consumer society here. So I went out amongst them and filmed them. And then I had the largest ice cream scene in the history of humanity. It was delicious. It took me 20 minutes to eat it. Umea, which is where I am now, is on the eastern shoreline of Sweden. It's on a river which I'm told is called the river or Umea, maybe it's pronounced. And I'm looking at that river at the moment. It's rather beautiful, it's rather wide. And this afternoon I'll get some pictures of it, some film of it. And it has an ancient history of its own. It goes back to the primeval days again, of when everybody fought each other. I mean, the days when the Norwegians and the Swedes fought each other. Seems incredible when you look at today, where all the Scandinavian countries are so friendly. So may that continue for the rest of eternity. And that was really rather lovely, walking out there. But it is a sub-Arctic climate here. And I walked out and tested it first thing this morning and rushed in because there was an ice cold wind blowing. So I went in and put about 3 pullovers on. And it was really quite cold. Well, it did start to heat up a bit. By 1 o'clock or so, it was really quite pleasant. It was about 17 degrees in the sunshine. But in 2 or 3 weeks' time, it's going to be somewhat different, because the snows will come. I would hate to be here in winter. My God, I would. It's going to be very cold. But anyway, I'm sitting in my hotel room, which is the size of a peanut, and trying to get the right sort of sun on me so that you can see me. Now, what else have I to tell you? I've had a lot of comments about Mrs. Olofsson and her dog. There was great concern that Mrs. Olofsson's dog on the way up here should attack that cash machine. Well, I agree with you. I mean, it was a very naughty. What on earth? I wish I knew what dog it was. It must have been a Rottweiler or something. And I'm very glad I didn't meet it. But I'm assured by the man in the garage that he pulled it off the wall. It was a freestanding thing on the wall, and he just ripped it off or whatever. I don't know how he did that. But I don't think I'd like him as a pet. Would you? And Mrs. Olofsson's story of her husband and everything seems to have gone down quite well around the world, gone down quite well around the world. And her husband having an affair with a lady with large buttocks. Well, God rest his soul is all I can say. If that was his thing. It's someone for someone in this, for everyone in this world. What else have I got to tell you? No, I just had a very nice morning. It was the breakfast was adequate. It was organic. Good job I didn't say orgasmic, isn't it? I'd have been in real trouble. But it was organic. And incidentally, those of you who think I'm looking tired mustn't get too concerned, because I have been tired, and I do get tired at the end of a journey, but I am perfectly all right. I'm preparing myself for this evening, when I shall be doing my tribute to Destiny Bar in Benidorm, who have been such wonderful support. And to Ricardo and his lovely team of young Ben and Keith and John. No, not John. Andy. I'm always getting that wrong, aren't I? Andy. No, Tony. Tony. Oh, I'm getting everything wrong. What a stupid old fool I am. Sorry, Ricardo. I'll get it sorted out one day. Sometimes I even forget my own name. But you've got a lovely team there. Lovely friend and lovely team. And I'm really grateful for everything you've done. You, incidentally, Ricardo, are considered to be the star of that party when I left. Everybody thought you were absolutely wonderful, superb. So you've got a great fan worship out there. I also want to say a big thank you to the guys at, well, I'll tell you in just one moment. I want to send my warm greetings to Garrett and Delwyn at Domino Bar. Now, I understand, because I've been stuck out here, I understand from Nino and Flavio that you've been doing wonderful things with those tins on the counter for collecting for Help for Heroes. And I'm very grateful to you both. Thank you so much. And I look forward to coming and having a nice breakfast or something with you one of these days when I get back. And but thank you for your support. It really is most gratefully acknowledged, and gratefully, I'm just very grateful. So thank you. I hope to meet you when I get back. I also want to say hello to my dear friends, Sammy and Marco at Sensations Bar, because they've also done collecting for me, for Help for Heroes, that is. I haven't seen you, Sammy or Marco, for a long time, but it was a very busy time just before I left. But I hope things are going well for you and for Sensations. And I'm looking forward to popping in and seeing some of those X Factor auditions, Sammy, which I love so much. Anyway, I miss you all. You must know that. And I'm looking forward to getting home. I've got a nice rest day today, just strolling around, looking out at the lovely weather. Thank God, the cold, lovely weather. And then tomorrow morning, I'm moving on to Stockholm, which is about a 5 or 6 hour drive from here. Before going on, then I'm spending 3 nights there to rest, and then on to Copenhagen. And I do hope the further south I go each day, or each time, it's getting a little bit warmer. And I'm looking forward eventually to getting back into shorts again, because that's how warm it will be. And I send love to you all. I send love to John and my dear Bernie. Our dear Bernie. And looking forward to seeing you all very soon. However, that's my morning. Umea is an interesting place in many ways. It's got these wonderful bridges here, So I'm looking out at them. There's one up there and there's one down there. And it's a very wide river. And I've seen one or two swans on there. Yes, I can see one at the moment down there too. Do you remember when I was on that awful ship going, that sea ferry going from Frederikshavn to Oslo? And I suddenly thought I saw something out on the sea, and it was a flying fish. Quite extraordinary. I didn't know they had them there, but he certainly was. He was flying a bit and swimming a bit. So very fortunate to have seen that. And I look back on this period that I've had. Had some amusing moments about that girl, do you remember, who told me about her father? That was in Geneva. Told me about her father who had to be home rigidly at 8:30 every evening because he had to have sex with his wife before she went off because she was a tram driver and she was on night duty. Do you remember that? Instead, I was looking in the river and there was a wind blowing and I saw people hanging on to their hats and I suddenly remembered that young girl in Geneva who was wearing her boyfriend's straw hat, straw boater. And it suddenly blew off and into the water. And for that one fraction of a second, I was ready to dive in after it. But luckily, I came to my senses and didn't. But lots of incidents like that have happened. All this and Mrs. Olafsson too, and her dog. Well, I think I've talked enough rubbish for lunchtime. I'm pleased to be here in Umea to see it. And I hope all of those of you who are watching around the world will get at least a little bit of a flavour of what the place is like and what all these places are like that I've been visiting for so long. It's 3 weeks on Thursday since I left home, and I'm looking forward very much to getting back home now. Anyway, I'll speak to you tonight. Maybe we'll have another sit-down silent dance, a silent sit-down dance. And tonight will be in tribute to Ricardo and the gang. All right? I'm going off to have a little nap now. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.